Some years ago, during my internship, I was on call in the orthopedic unit. I was called to review a patient who had just undergone a below the knee amputation. He was in tears, not just emotional pain, but real physical pain. He kept pointing to where the leg used to be, and he said the pain was unbearable. Of course, I knew what it was: phantom limb pain. It is real, it is cruel. So I asked the nurse to give him an injection of pentazocine, a strong painkiller. A few minutes later, I checked in again on him. He was calm, the pain had eased. But the next evening, very next day, almost exactly the same time, the call came again. The same patient, same pain, and the same tears. Pentazocine is an addictive drug, and I don't want to continue giving him. So this time, I sat beside him and I said, "Today, I'll give you something even stronger. This one will work even better than yesterday." But instead of giving him pentazocine, I asked the nurse to give him 10 ml of plain injection water. Nothing else, just sterile water. Then 10 minutes later, I went back to check on him, and he looked up at me and smiled. "Doc," he said, "the drug is powerful. Thank you. This one worked like magic. I feel much better than I did yesterday." Now, there was no drug, no active painkiller, just belief. That was the day I truly saw the power of the mind and of belief. Today, we are talking about something real, strange, and often misunderstood: the placebo effect. It won't cure an infection. It won't replace cancer treatment, but it can change how we feel and how we heal more than we realize. So, how did that patient feel better when all he received was just sterile water? That's the mystery of the placebo effect. And it's not magic, it's biology. You see, when you believe you are getting real medicine, your brain doesn't just sit back. It gets to work. It can release several chemicals. Chemicals like endorphins, which are your body's natural painkillers. Also, it releases dopamine, which is the feel-good chemical, and then adrenaline, which can calm your heart or sharpen your focus. Now, in fact, just the act of taking a pill, even if it is fake, can cause your brain to send signals that reduces pain, lowers blood pressure, and even improves sleep. The brain doesn't always need a drug sometimes. It just needs hope. Now, I want you to think of your brain like this. Think of it like a pharmacy. When it expects healing, it can mix and release its own drug, custom made, just for you. Now, if you're thinking, okay, maybe the brain can help a little, let me show you how deep this really goes. In 2002, researchers did a shocking study. They took patients with severe knee pain, people who couldn't walk without limping, and they split them into 3 groups. Now, the first group had surgery. The doctor cleaned the joint. The second group also had surgery. This time around, the joints were flushed. But the third group, the surgeon just made cuts on the skin, but did nothing else. That's right, no actual surgery was done for this third group. Just the sound of tools and the look of stitches. Now, here's the twist. All 3 groups received or recovered the same way. The fake surgery worked just as well as the real one. Another example, depression studies. In trial after trial, some patients took actual antidepressants. Others got just sugar pills, no drug, no chemical. But in some cases, up to 50% of the sugar pill group improved. Their mood lifted, their sleep improved, their lives changed, all from believing they were being treated. Now, that's not pretend. That's the brain stepping in, because it was told Help is on the way. Now, let's be honest. Today, a lot of people take something when they feel sick. It might be a herbal drink, a leaf soaked overnight, a mixture of garlic, lime, ginger, sometimes with antibiotics crushed inside. Or it could be a supplement ordered online, advertised as natural heart support or blood sugar blaster. And when they take it, they feel better. The headache eases, the heartbeat slows, the dizziness fades, so they assume it worked. But what if that feeling of relief didn't come from the remedy at all? What if it came from your brain because you expected it to work? That's the placebo effect. And this is how it fools even the most sincere people. The danger is, once someone feels better, they often stop their real medications. They don't check back with their doctor. They start recommending it to others. Just drink this, it works for me. But sometimes that delay can actually cost lives. We also actually see this happen in more emotional environments. Places where people come with deep faith and strong expectation. They are prayed for. They are told you are healed. The music plays. The atmosphere is powerful. And for many, the pain disappears. The chest eases. The mind calms. And again, people truly feel healed. But that feeling may not always mean the illness is gone. It may just be the mind responding to hope, to belief, and to emotional release. Now, none of this means that belief is bad or that hope doesn't matter. On the contrary, belief can help recovery, but belief alone is not a treatment plan. If a remedy or a prayer makes you feel better, that's beautiful. But let's not stop there. Let's test, let's verify, let's protect lives. So what have we seen today? We've seen that your brain is powerful, that belief can calm pain, ease fear, and even slow the heart. But we have also seen something else, that relief is not always recovery, that what feels like healing may just be hope in disguise. When someone drinks a remedy and says, "I feel better," that's real, but it's not proof. When someone says, "This thing worked for me," that's their experience, but not everyone's outcome. That's why we must test. That's why we ask questions. Because if something is truly powerful enough to heal, it is powerful enough to be tested. So please, before you forward that WhatsApp remedy, before you tell someone to stop their medicine because this worked for me, stop and ask, was it tested? Or was it just tradition dressed as truth? Belief is not the enemy. Guesswork is. So let's not fight about science. Let's use it to protect people we truly love. If this video helped you think differently, give it a like, drop a comment below. What is one remedy you've tried or heard about that you now question? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in our next video, we'll break down another strange truth: how fear can make you sick. It is called the Placebo Effect, and it is the dark side of belief. Now, where the placebo effect can make you feel better just because you expect healing, the nocebo effect can do the opposite. It can make you feel really sick, even when there is nothing wrong. It can cause real pain, real symptoms triggered by fear, anxiety, or a single terrifying message. It is why some people feel dizzy after reading the drug side effects on the leaflet that comes with some medications, or why your chest might feel tight after someone says this disease is in the air. It is not in your head. It is your brain reacting to fear, like it is a threat. In the next video, I will explore how your thoughts can turn into symptoms and how fear, just like faith, can shape your body's response. Don't miss that one. It could help you protect your mind, your peace, and your health. See you in the next video.